Stay until the end of this prayer. Don't scroll past what might be your divine appointment. If you've been feeling surrounded by darkness, if fear has been whispering lies into your mind, if your blessings feel delayed, blocked, or completely out of reach, then understand this. What you're about to say is not just words. This is a spiritual turning point, a breakthrough in motion, a cry that heaven will not ignore. Saint Michael the Archangel is not a distant figure. Right now, declare this with faith. Saint Michael, remove all evil and bring divine prosperity into my life. Say it aloud. Type it in the comments. Let your faith be louder than your fear. Because when Saint Michael enters the battle, evil cannot stay. Chains must break, and blessings begin to flow. Saint Michael the Archangel, mighty defender of heaven and protector of those who call upon you, I come to you with a heart both humble and firm in faith. I ask you, with all the strength and trust I can offer, to remove every evil plan that has been formed against me. I do not always see the battles that rage around me, but I feel their weight, the sudden fear, the strange delays, the heavy atmosphere that settles without reason. You who were chosen to cast down the enemy from heaven, you who carry the sword of divine justice, know better than anyone how to identify what is unseen and to confront what is unspoken. If there are dark spirits lingering near me or my loved ones, cast them out completely. Let no shadow remain. If curses have been spoken, whether by ignorance or malice, I ask you to cancel their power in the name of God. If envy has taken root in the hearts of others, or if hexes and hidden intentions have been set against my joy, my health, or my purpose, let those works of darkness be shattered before they take form. Uncover every plan that has been made in secret. Bring to light every scheme designed to harm, distract, or derail me, and break with holy force every assignment the enemy has dared to send toward my life. I will not be a prisoner to invisible chains. I will not walk in fear, wondering when the next blow will come, because I believe with full conviction that when you, Saint Michael, stand guard, no work of hell can remain intact. Be my shield, be my watchman, stand at the gates of my life, and let nothing pass through that is not of God. Cover my home, my mind, my body, my future. Guard my purpose and keep me steady in the path that leads to light. I don't ask for comfort without trial, but I ask for deliverance from evil. Because when you are near, darkness has no place to stay. Saint Michael the Archangel, defender of truth and light, I invite you into the spaces where I live, work, rest, and pray. You who stand guard against the forces of darkness, who were entrusted by God to cast out the enemy from heaven, I ask you now to purify the atmosphere around me. Let nothing unclean, unsettling, or spiritually burdensome remain in the spaces where I dwell. If there are any objects, gifts, symbols, or items brought in with unknown histories or unseen influences that carry spiritual residue or draw in unrest, bring them to my awareness. Help me to discern what honors God and what does not. And if anything I've welcomed into my life, intentionally or unknowingly, has become a doorway for confusion, heaviness, or fear, show me clearly. Give me the courage to remove what no longer belongs in a space dedicated to peace, faith, and divine presence. Walk through every corner of my home, Saint Michael. Let no room be left untouched by your presence. Sweep away anything that seeks to cling to the walls in silence. Cleanse the very air I breathe. Where there has been tension, bring stillness. Where anxiety has taken root, plant peace. Where spiritual confusion has lingered, restore clarity and truth. Drive out every unseen force that causes unrest, every spirit of heaviness, despair, fatigue, or fear. I do not want to live with unseen chains around my heart or in my home. Let your wings become the barrier no darkness dares to cross again. Sanctify this space, not through my own strength, but through the power of God working through you, His faithful warrior. Let my home become a haven. Let my room become a place of renewal. Let my work be protected from distraction and division. Let the very atmosphere around me become light, so pure and so filled with God's presence that no opposing force can remain. Thank you, Saint Michael, for fighting battles I cannot see and for cleansing what I could never clean on my own. I rest under your protection, and I trust that every shadow has been replaced with holy light. Saint Michael the Archangel, valiant defender of heaven's peace and guardian of those under spiritual assault, I come before you with a battle that rages not around me, but within me. This isn't just a fight against external forces, it's a war in my own mind, and I need your help. There are strongholds, Saint Michael, thought patterns that have built walls around my peace, thoughts that haunt me at night, whisper lies in the quiet, and repeat like broken records. The voices of fear, of doubt, of unworthiness, the scripts that say, "You'll never change, you're not enough, you'll always struggle." These thoughts have gained too much ground. I can't reason with them anymore. I need them broken. Break the chains of anxiety that tighten around my chest. Break the loops of overthinking that never let me rest. Break the patterns of self-sabotage that undo my own progress. Break the inner critic that speaks louder than truth, where the enemy has built a fortress in my emotions, filled with fear, shame, bitterness, or despair. Tear it down. Uproot what was never meant to grow in me. If trauma planted seeds of fear, remove them. If disappointment has hardened my heart, soften it. If bitterness has taken root, pull it out with holy fire. Go deep, Saint Michael, not just to the symptoms, but to the roots. And when the strongholds fall, fill the empty space with peace. A peace not based on circumstances, but anchored in truth. Release clarity over my mind. Let light pour into the dark places that shame once occupied. Let joy return like sunlight after a long storm. Help me to think like someone who is truly free, someone who knows they are loved, someone who believes they are chosen, someone who lives like the chains are gone, because through the power of God and the authority He has placed in your hands, they are. Stand guard over my thoughts, speak truth over my heart, and let the freedom I seek begin now, not tomorrow, not when things change, but in this very moment. Saint Michael the Archangel, mighty warrior of heaven, I turn to you today not only as a protector, but as one sent by God to open doors no man can shut. You were not only created to defend, but also to clear the way for divine purpose. And so now, I come to you asking for more than safety. I come asking for divine prosperity and supernatural favor. You know the burdens I carry. You see where finances have been strained, where opportunities have dried up, where closed doors seem to mock every effort I've made. I'm not asking for luxury. I'm not chasing empty wealth. I'm asking for provision that brings peace, for prosperity that reflects heaven's generosity, for favor that comes not from striving, but from surrender. If there are spiritual blockages that have slowed down blessing, remove them. If delay has been the enemy's doing, rebuke it. If the path to provision has been cluttered by fear, by false starts, or by sabotage, clear it. Open the heavens, Saint Michael, and let divine resources flow into every area where there has been lack. Let the kind of abundance enter my life that multiplies, blessing not only me, but those around me. Let doors open that my effort alone could never open. Let divine connections appear, strategic opportunities arise, and unexpected breakthroughs take place. Let my gifts be noticed in the right places, by the right people, for the right reasons. Let favor follow me, not by accident, but by assignment. Touch the work of my hands. Touch the ideas, the projects, the dreams I've dared to carry. Breathe over them with the wind of heaven. Where there has been drought, send rain. Where there has been limitation, release increase. Where there has been debt, provide deliverance. I trust that prosperity isn't just about money, it's about freedom, peace, generosity, and the ability to live fully in God's design. And so I ask, not for excess, but for enough. Enough to rest, enough to give, enough to breathe deeply without fear of lack. Saint Michael, stand at the gate of my life and speak this blessing into reality. That everything blocked shall be opened, everything withheld shall be released, and everything delayed shall arrive right on heaven's time. Saint Michael, I come to you with clarity in my spirit. I've realized something essential. If the enemy cannot destroy me, he will try to distract me. He'll do everything he can to shift my focus, to delay my progress, to confuse my path. He plants fear in the form of doubt and sends voices that sound wise but carry no truth. But today, I'm choosing to see those distractions for what they are. I'm no longer giving them power. You were not sent just to help me survive. You were sent to defend my calling, to stand in the gap for the purpose God has written into my life. That purpose is not random. It's not accidental. It is holy, intentional, and eternal. And it must be protected. I ask you now, Saint Michael, to guard the vision God placed within me. Watch over the dream I sometimes question and the desires that have burned in my heart for as long as I can remember. Shield the ideas, the projects, the assignments I've been given from heaven. Stand over the steps I need to take, even when I hesitate or feel unsure. Surround my calling with your presence, and let no weapon formed against it prosper. I don't want to live in fear of what others think. I don't want to shrink from criticism or get stuck when failure comes. Help me remember that failure doesn't define me. Obedience does. Keep my heart anchored in truth even when emotions rise up to challenge it. Let your strength push back the voice of comparison, silence the pressure of perfectionism, and cancel the lie that I'm too late or not enough. I know now that this is not just about making it through. It's about fulfilling what heaven has started. You, Saint Michael, were assigned to defend more than just my life. You were assigned to protect my legacy. So I ask that you war for the calling inside of me. Don't let the enemy delay it. Don't let distraction steal it. And don't let weariness convince me to walk away from it. Stand beside me, go before me, fight for the purpose that God Himself breathed into me, and let nothing stop it from being fulfilled. Saint Michael, I ask you now to surround my home with your holy presence. Cover it completely inside and out with your fire. Let every inch of this space be sealed by heaven's authority. Let your protective presence rest over the walls, the roof, the floors, and all who live and walk within them. May this home be more than just a place we live. Let it be a dwelling of peace, a sanctuary of divine protection, and a refuge from the chaos of the world. I ask that you stand at every entrance, guard every door with your sword drawn, stand at every window, and keep watch. Let no spiritual attack find a way in. No fight, no jealousy, no miscommunication, no bitterness, no unrest. Let none of these cross the threshold of this home. Let anything that does not carry the peace of God be stopped at the door. If it does not align with heaven's will, let it fall powerless before it ever reaches us. Cover my family, Saint Michael. Protect each one by name, those under this roof and even those far away. Let your protection stretch beyond physical walls and into the hearts of the ones I love. Guard my children if I have them, or the young ones entrusted to me. Cover their minds, their emotions, their choices, and their future. Let no influence of rebellion, addiction, confusion, or fear claim any space in their lives. I ask you also to bless my relationships. Whether they are strong or fragile, near or distant, known or unknown, let your presence go between us. Where love already exists, let it deepen and grow stronger. Where there is misunderstanding or pain, let healing begin. Let your light reveal what needs to be mended and give us the courage to choose unity over pride. Where confusion has taken hold, bring clarity. Where wounds have lingered, bring restoration. And where division has tried to settle in, let your sword strike down every dark force at work behind it. Let this home and every relationship tied to it be a place where peace reigns, because you, Saint Michael, are standing guard. Let your fire be both shield and light, sealing all that matters most under divine protection. And now, Saint Michael, I stand in faith and declare that a new season has begun. I sense it not just in the shifting of circumstances, but deep within my spirit. Something has broken. Something has been released. The old chains have fallen, and a new atmosphere has entered my life, one marked by freedom, favor, and divine alignment. This is no longer a season of spiritual heaviness or delay, no longer a season where fear holds me hostage or where I feel trapped in cycles of defeat. I declare now, with full confidence in God's timing, that this is a season of breakthrough, a season where the doors that once seemed closed are beginning to open, a season where prayers that once felt unanswered are now unfolding in ways I couldn't have imagined, a season where what was held back is now being released from heaven into my hands. No spiritual chain can remain. No generational burden can stay. No lingering oppression has permission to follow me into this new place. Saint Michael, I know you have been fighting on my behalf, and because of that, I can now step forward, not in fear, but in freedom. I don't have to carry the weight of the past. I don't have to be defined by what went wrong, what was lost, or what took longer than expected. I am not who I was, That version of me, the one that doubted, feared, hesitated, has been refined through the fire. And now I emerge stronger, wiser, and more aligned with God's purpose for my life. I no longer live under the shadow of spiritual resistance. I walk in the light of divine favor. Saint Michael, your presence is not just a shield, it is a signal that the enemy's grip is broken. Wherever you stand, darkness must flee. Wherever you draw your sword, evil loses its authority. And wherever you are near, blessings begin to pour out. So I welcome this new season fully, boldly, and without fear. I walk in it with joy. I move forward in victory, and I trust that with you by my side, no enemy, no curse, and no delay can stop what God has now released. This is my breakthrough, and it begins now. Saint Michael, in this moment, I let go. I release every weight I've been carrying, the stress, the fear, the overthinking, and the desire to control outcomes I was never meant to hold in the first place. I surrender it all to you because I trust that heaven has already gone ahead of me. I may not see everything yet, but I know that something has been set in motion, something holy, something victorious, something far greater than I can understand. I choose not to carry what you've already defeated. There's no use wrestling with chains that have already been broken or lingering over battles that are already won. What you've removed from my path, I don't need to go back and pick up again. What you've silenced, I won't give voice to anymore. And what has already been commanded by heaven to shift, I won't question. I may not know how or when it all comes together, but I know who is in control, and that is enough for me. I believe you've gone before me. I believe the road ahead is being cleared, even if I can't see every step. I believe the enemy has been dismissed, that evil has no foothold in my life anymore. I don't have to live in reaction to what the enemy tries because you, Saint Michael, stand guard with full authority. You don't react, you declare, you execute heaven's orders, and the moment God speaks, it is done. So I rest in that truth now. I trust that what is mine, true prosperity, peace, favor, and fulfillment, is already on its way. Not prosperity built by pride, but the kind that comes from obedience. Not blessings that fade, but those rooted in heaven's hand. I don't claim this because I've earned it. I claim it because I believe in the one who gives it freely and in the angel who defends it fiercely. Saint Michael, you have never lost a battle, and I believe you never will. So I will not fear what's ahead. I will not grieve what is behind. I surrender the in-between, and I trust what's already been set in motion will arrive right on time. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. If you're feeling spiritually attacked, overwhelmed by negative energy, or simply ready for a new season of breakthrough, don't stay silent. Speak this declaration out loud and believe it in your heart. Saint Michael, remove all evil and release prosperity over my life. This is more than a prayer. It's a shift in atmosphere. It's a line drawn in the sand. Save this powerful prayer so you can return to it daily. Use it each morning to invite protection, clarity, and divine provision into your day.